There we go. All right. Well, welcome to our first ever Pinnacles Edge show. This is the end of the year and start of the new year show that you've been waiting for, that I've been exciting to sort of roll out here. And thankfully, one of the two bands that I requested to uh, be with me here today to sort of discuss their side, just so it's not just my show, because it never is. It's always about who I'm talking to. And luckily and thankfully, excuse me, Helen Tyron, I hope I'm saying that right, from SunQ is here. And she actually made two of my lists. So I'm very happy that she was able to make it today. And she's going to be talking about the best things, along with me, the best things that happened in 2024 and some of the things that we're looking forward to in 2025. And so, welcome again to Progressive Rock Central, Helen. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day. And do you want
Hey,
to? Yeah, go ahead.
thank you. Thank you for inviting me. Happy to be here. Thanks for all the listeners of Progressive Rock Central. Happy to be here. Let's discuss the music we were able to hear and listen to this year, last year.
And I didn't say, but Happy New Year. And we talked a little bit before we jumped on here, and she's had a wonderful holiday season. I have too. And do you want to just talk a little bit about that? Because we are still, this is the end of sort of the holiday week, the New Year week. Do you want to mention anything about that or go ahead?
Yeah, this new year, I'm full of um, good thoughts and Christmas symbols. Yeah, I have no snow, but um, oh, I'm happy to be in the very mild and soft climate, so I can enjoy walking. Yeah. Um,
Getting outside, yeah.
Yeah, in this country, I'm in Georgia now. We only have the Christmas tomorrow. We don't celebrate Christmas at 25th of December. So one more uh, holiday is coming up.
Oh,
So
good.
yeah, we do celebrate it like the night from 6th to 7th January.
Excellent. Excellent. I didn't know that. You learned something new. That's good. All right. So first of all, let's discuss some of the picks I made. I posted a lot of it last night, and I'm so happy. Thank all of you for, posting responses. Glad to do it. It's always tough because somebody maybe doesn't make the list, and it's like you offended them, and it had no meaning to offend anyone. It's eventually you've got to limit it to so many bands and so many albums and so many things that can fit on a page. And I would love to just say everyone that sent me music last year was fantastic, and everyone, deserves some kind of an award because they do. And I didn't listen to any bad music last year, so thank you all for sending the music that you did. But but yeah, you have to make those picks and those choices, and I had to do that. And again, it's tough, but you have to do it. And so two of the ones that Helen participated in, one was Frantic, which really they unleashed their debut album, A Brand New World, and Helen sang the character Hope. Tell us a little bit about how that came about and what were some of the highlights of that frantic experience. What were some of your favorite parts?
Yeah, the author of this release, Anne Claire, asked me to participate, and I was very excited about it. It was actually the first time somebody asked me to participate in another project because I've only sang in my own band. Yes, and this is completely another approach, and I wanted to make this part, the part of hope, very uh, soft and somewhere dramatic, but not too much, because the theme of the album is pretty intimate and very soulful, and it's about losing a partner of her life, and the approach should be, um, very accurate. So uh, these feelings can be, um, so the listeners can feel this, and it was not so hard for me to sing, but to feel and to feel these lyrics, because this when you sing the lyrics that you didn't wrote yourself, it's completely another experience. Um, uh, I I'm happy with this record, um, because the style is different, and uh, it was interesting. It was good for my portfolio, I think.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
definitely.
I'm I'm happy that so many media resources and so many um, fellow musicians said a lot of good words about it, and this release was mentioned in a lot of um, media, such as uh, a lot of progressive rock media. Um,
Yeah, you made some friends
hope,
in the progressive rock arena,
yeah.
and that's going to be good for you. Yeah.
I hope that that's not the end. I hope this project will somehow uh, live, and I hope for another releases from Frantic. Will be
Yeah,
happy to be a part of it.
I think she mentioned that they are working on the second one,
Yeah,
and I hope you hope has got to be in there. So you've got to be in there, I hope.
maybe Hope, maybe some another
Oh, a different character, maybe.
imaginary. Yes, uh, maybe.
Good, good. And then your band, Sun Q, came in second place in the metal and hard rock list that I wrote up. And yeah, when I first heard you, and then we did an interview, did the review, I was like, oh my God, where did these guys come from? I wish I had, and that's one of the things that I love about the new year is that the minute that the calendar seems to change, you get all these new bands that you've never heard of, and you hear that album for the first time. It's like, oh my God, where have these guys been? They are fantastic, and that's how I felt about Sun Q. And you really did. You brought me back to a lot of the old bluesy kind of music I used to listen to with Led Zeppelin and some of those bands. Um, and we already talked, and you mentioned you're not yet working on a new album, at least for 25, maybe 26. But you also mentioned You may release some other work that you've done. Do you want to talk about that and just talk about the year that Sun Q had and if you guys did some touring and things like that?
Yeah, yeah, we plan to release some synthwave remixes this year. Why synthwave? Why retrowave? That's a funny story because Ivan, that uh, is the author of all the music for Sun Q, like fell in love with Juno. Probably you know this synthesizer and all the Soviet synthesizers. We were traveling through Russia and so we did some digging with this Soviet synthesizers and all that stuff, and to feel the 70s and 80s vibe. So this journey went somewhere deeper than we thought, and Ivan likes to play with synthesizers a lot now, more than with his guitar.
Oh,
So
geez.
yeah, so we thought it would be fun to do synthwave remixes, and you can hear some of these sounds in the original release, yes, but
Myth. Yeah.
yeah, in the myth. But maybe it would be fun to listeners and not only to us.
Cool.
We did not travel and we did not made some lives because we are in the different countries now, and it's pretty hard to predict something, and it's pretty hard to plan. I hope this situation will improve somehow, but now it's um, I cannot plan something uh, because we are far away, and the logistics are not so simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, all right.
No.
And so this what you may release in 2025 is going to be different than the Myth album. It's going to be more synthesizers than the
Yeah, it's
heavier
gonna be
blues.
Myth album. It's gonna be these songs, but remixed in different arrangements, and it would be different sound, and it would be nothing like Sun Q, something
All right.
very different. But why not? We're
Yeah,
not
no.
afraid of experiments, and um, the garage and blues rock will live, but why not? Um, just now, it's something that lightens us up.
Okay. Um, did you by chance listen to any of the albums that I posted as some of my favorites? Do you want to talk about any of those? If not, tell me about some of your favorite albums of 2024.
Yeah, I've made the uh, not so big list, and I have some hints here
Sure.
because yeah, um, I cannot divide them into genres because all of my music that I like is very cross genre, and it's pretty hard to divide it. Yes, but I can definitely highlight uh, David Gilmour's "Luck and Strange."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this album feels like wrapping yourself in a warm blanket of memories and hope, and it reminds me of how little moments of luck can shape something much bigger. And I think I've read that David Gilmour said that the name Luck and Strange is about how lucky he was in this strange time between wars or something like that. So he's lucky enough not to spend his youth and his whole life in the war. So
Yeah,
he was lucky, yeah, that and it resonates with me.
it's very
And
good.
my
His,
favorite,
doesn't his
yes,
daughter play on this one as well?
yes,
I
yes,
think,
and
yeah,
my favorite song, Between Two Points, features his daughter, Romani, on vocals and harp.
yeah.
So this is very touching highlight because she's so cute and it's impossible not to smile. And I like this vibe between the father and the daughter, between the new generation and the old rocker generation. Yes. Um, and when David unleashes his signature guitar solo, it feels like the world is a little bit brighter.
We need that. Yes, you're
Yes,
absolutely right.
yes. So this album is very bright and very touching for me. Um, Probably the release you don't know, but I can send it to you. It's a release from a one man band from California. It's called Man Man, and
Man, all right.
Man Man, yes. And the album name is Carrot on Strings.
Okay.
And it's it's weird, it's chaotic, and the title's reflection on life's almost maybe opportunities, and it resonates with me as well, this carrot on strings thing.
Yeah, yes.
And uh, in these tracks, they are all very different, very
Yeah.
progressive, like, yes. Beauty and chaos collide, and I like how it jumps from disco-inspired keys to krautrock grooves, proggy moments, and sing-along choruses. It's fun, it's quirky, and it's impossible to predict. I like such kind of music that's
That's,
really
yeah, me
impossible to
too.
predict. Yeah.
Me too. Yeah, I love
Uh,
that. Something that just catches you, like you guys did with the Sun Q. Yeah, something that just you're not expecting, and yeah, it's a wonderful surprise.
um, oh, one more record I'd like to highlight. It's Michael Kiwanuka, Small Changes.
Okay.
Uh, yes, it's an emotional embrace from start to finish. If you like soul of the 70s and orchestral folk and minimalistic ballads, uh, you will like it. It it is created with a very gentle, hypnotic flow. Uh, Very comforting gospel harmonies and lyrics that speak to your soul. That's Michael Kiwanuka and one of my favorite albums of 2024.
All right. Um, as I mentioned, you probably can see it back here. Mirror ended up
Yeah.
being my favorite, and they just it's like having an well, they are an orchestra. It's like having an orchestra play on an album, and the music, everything about that album. There's not a bad song on the album, and most of these albums that I picked in my top 25, there's not a bad song. But these just really, the minute that they sent me the digital release, I was like, oh my God, this is probably going to be number one because they're fantastic songs. It very positive. Come to Light is very positive, wonderful lyrics. If you listen to the lyrics on it, and then they also have The End of the World at the same time. So it's a very well balanced album, and I just gotta thank Mir for this album because the last one was very good too. Now they've got this one, and I just look for more big things from them in the future. And if for all those that haven't listened to it, please give this a spin. I think you're going to like it. And right next to that is Maya Win, and she's part of Envy of None, but she finally released her solo album, and the solo album was just spectacular. And so, if you haven't heard Maya Win's voice, you really should. Um, but a really deep album, uh, handling some very sensitive and sensitive issues that she has been through and has come out of. And just yeah, it ends on a positive note. She does go through some of those issues, but just fantastic. Those were two, and then King Crow is probably my third. I don't have my list right in front of me, but that was another fantastic surprise. I've been waiting for that. They've been talking about uh, Hopium for a while, and when they finally released it, it was well worth the wait. So again, if you haven't heard King Crow's Hopium, that's another one. Amarok was another fantastic find for me this year. I hadn't heard about them, and then they played a bunch of big festivals, and they really put together a heck of an album. In fact, here's what I would say is my biggest surprises were Sun Q, and then there's another one from Australia, and these guys, um, I just, I don't know where I found them, but I'm so happy I found them. Amify. And I hope I'm saying it right. Amify. But just dynamic. You haven't heard heavy metal like this in a long time. And even being a long time, it's so diverse, so different. The guitarist that's the leader band, Peter, is a movie producer. He creates cinematic music, and just they've taken over the heavy metal for me. I mean, there were other bands that I like, you know, in the past, but these guys just I can't wait to see what they have coming next. Another one was Hypersonic, another fantastic heavy metal band, which didn't know anything about them, know a lot more now. I've interviewed them, and another fantastic album with one of the best metal songs of the year. Sevi was another fantastic, and they're right near you, near Georgia. And yeah, it'd be good for you to maybe get hitched up with them and meet them. But they just got done with a British tour or UK tour, and now I saw they're looking towards Sweden and that. So look for Sevi, and I think they're coming. I'm hoping that they're coming out with a new album this year. Their Genesis was fantastic. It happened to have the right name too. I'm a Genesis fan. But Xenorex is another good one. Again, didn't know who these guys were. Millennium Rain is Christian heavy metal, but it's just great music. And one or a couple more here that I got to talk about, and then we're going to talk about what's coming. Um, Tisnaden, very, very good. Wish I could have had an interview with those guys. It just timing wasn't right, but excellent, excellent album. And then Anna, also from Australia, Anna band. They had it was more of an EP, but I expect them to come out with a full length album, and that will be very dynamic and excellent. I already mentioned Amarok, and then
Mhm.
probably. the one that really dominated when I first saw them on Facebook is Vela. And Vela from Russia, they're from uh, St. Petersburg. And they had a similar situation to you. They left and were trying to find a home. And again, I think they're down somewhere near Georgia, near you, in the Balkans or Eastern Europe. And they're working to make their way. And oh my God, just blew me out of the water when I first heard their new album. Um, but also more a combination of England and Australia. Another great band that they have a new album coming. Um, EBB from England and Zio were also fantastic surprises that I didn't know about. I mean, they've been out there, but I hadn't heard them yet. And go get those albums; they're very good. And then finally, I got to finish with the local hometown heroes. Tim Metchling and Hannah Wyatt. They're sort of a behind the scenes duo, and they each put out an album and fantastic. I think you met Hannah at the Christmas party. She came in late, or maybe you left. I can't remember, but she's fantastic. Well, they're both fantastic people, and I was so happy to help them. They're part of Washington's Records, and again, great music. So there's great music coming from all over the world, as you can see here,
Yeah.
and it's just like I say, I can't wait for the new year. I mean, I don't want to rush it, but every new year there's like all these new, and I'm sure, within a month or two, there's going to be five or six that I've never heard of. And I'm like, thank you. I'm so glad I did. Any others that you ran into that were brand new to you that you had no idea who they were and you found out about them this year and you're like, oh my God.
Yes, there was one band. It's they are very popular now, but it was a very cute find for me. Yeah, probably you heard of them. It's the all girls band, the last dinner party. And they released their debut album, Prelude to Ecstasy. Um, it's rare to find a band that combines such poetic, darkly romantic lyrics with earworm melodies, orchestral arrangements. They're gothic pop, uh,
Oh.
yeah, proggy.
And
Uh,
the band is called All Girl Band.
no, the
Oh.
band is The Last Dinner Party. It's called.
Oh, Last
Yeah.
Dinner Party. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes. Only girls, and they are so stylish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, swinging between passion and pain. These lyrics are very romantic and dark and gothic, but uh, um, pop. But they became very popular, and you should see their video clips because this is a true art. The I rarely watch video clips, but this is true art.
If you get
Uh,
a chance, once you're done, just uh, send that
yeah,
to me.
I
Just a
will send it.
YouTube. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, I will send it to you. Yeah, I didn't know anything about them, and then I just watched their YouTube
Oh, okay.
for inspiration, so to say. Yeah. Um, Other releases are not the bands that I just uh,
But
these are the bands I know, yeah, for a long time. For example, I liked uh, the last album of the Black Keys.
oh
I
yeah.
yes, players.
From
I
Ohio.
know,
They're
yeah,
they're originally from Cleveland or Ohio.
high players. Yeah, it's called very, you know, uh,
This state
they
in,
stick
yeah.
they stick to their blues rock roots here. They
Yes.
and while there's nothing wildly unexpected, that's exactly I love about it.
Yeah.
Saturated guitars, deep bass, muffled vocals, timeless, very familiar, and just very satisfying.
And they usually have a lot of fun with the lyrics too.
Yeah, yeah,
They do.
yeah. So
Yeah.
higher players like Black Keys in a nutshell, like very, very Black Keys release. Um, Hit in the Heart, the
Yep.
album of Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, yes.
Oh yeah.
Wild
Yeah.
God. Um, I could feel Nick Cave stepping out of the shadows of his grief and rediscovering the beauty of life. And listening to Wild God felt like being gently guided out of darkness into the light. It's very powerful, raw, mesmerizing. I like it a lot. This step out of the dark to the light.
We all need that.
Uh,
We definitely do. We need
uh,
guidance about that.
yeah. And one more very psychedelic release. You know that I
Oh,
like
really?
psychedelic. Yeah,
Me too.
the band is called Mother's Cake, and
Yep.
they released like a month ago their album Ultra Bliss. Uh, 10-minute opener, Clockwork, is
Oh
a
wow.
masterpiece. Yeah, I think it's nodding to a Clockwork Orange.
Oh wow.
Epic, spacey vibe, a lot of synthwave beats.
That that
Uh,
sounds really good. Yeah.
yeah, fans of
Yeah.
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard or fans of Tame Impala will know exactly what I mean. But this spacey vibe and psychedelic solos, very weird, very bold, and couldn't stop listening. So, Mother's Cake.
We'll look for that one too. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about next year? I know you didn't have a chance maybe to look into next year, but what are some of the bands are coming out with new albums that you're interested in?
Oh my God. I'm not that person who just scratches the news for waiting for the releases. If they come up with a new release, Spotify tells me, "Hi,
Okay.
this is a new release from your favorite band," and then I listen. I never search for the information about it. Actually,
All
I
right.
don't
Well,
know why. It's like every time. Pretty great surprise for me that somebody released something. Spotify knows all my favorite bands, and it notifies me.
all right. Well, I'll tell you a couple that have been that got me going.
Uh-huh.
The first one was Matthias Bakanski. He's got a new album called New World, and I've been following the reemergence of Manuela Crawler. She was the lead singer of Xandria back in the heyday when I think they made some of their best music. And she took a long break and time off, and now she's coming back. And this is her, as far as I know, first sort of symphonic metal album that she's playing or singing on. And not only did this guy get her, he got Marcella Bovio, who's also part of Stream of Passion, another famous metal
Mm-hmm.
band, and the new lead singer of Xandria to sing on his album. And they all sound fantastic. And it is. right now, and I've got a review coming. I'm hoping that it'll be out by next week. Um, it's right now my favorite album of the year. So of this year, I mean, it's not done. The year has hardly
Hmm.
even begun, but imagine those three, and then he's got another three or four major singers on this album. So it's full of dynamite talent, and the music. He's a keyboard player, and the music is excellent in itself. So that was top of my list, and so far love it. And sometimes you can anticipate something and then you get it and it's like, no,
Yeah.
this one, he he really, it's everything that I wanted it to be. So yeah, watch for that one. I'm sure it's probably going to be on one of my lists by the end of the year. The other one, another band that's sort of coming back is Nemesis. And I listened to their debut, loved it, and just was so excited. And then they sort of disbanded, and now they're back again. And I still haven't, I don't know if they're just making singles. That's what they, last time I talked with them, or if hopefully this is going to be the year they put together a full album. But if they do, that will be one of my top of the list. So look for Nemesis. It's more heavy metal, but it's a different kind of heavy metal. A little bit like Amify. It's not that grinding, punch in the face metal. It's uh, intelligent metal, I call it. It just
Hmm.
is, and it's symphonic metal. I think
Hmm.
they may not agree with me on that, but that's the way I look at it. The next one was Mission Jupiter. They have a new album coming out here, and they have a big single release. If I'm not mistaken, it's next week, and it's probably one of the best songs on this new album, or at least that's what they've told me. So I'm really looking forward to that, the single, and they hopefully are going to be sending me their album, and that their last album was just fantastic. And then they lost their lead singer. She uh, decided to do other things. They've got a new one that's she is dynamic and fantastic, and so definitely looking forward to that. Ghost of the Machine. They have already sent me their new one, Empires Must Fall. I've listened to it and love it already. That one should be coming out in a review, hopefully again next week or soon thereafter. Um, Maya said there's going to be a new Envy of None, so I'm looking forward to that. Hats off, gentlemen. It's adequate. These guys are back with a new one. I'm hoping Sienna Root finally releases their live album. They made one and haven't heard anything about it since, and I'm hoping that's coming. And then The Cure. Um, I love The Cure. They ended up high on my list, but they have a new one which the I can't remember his first name, but the lead singer is saying it should be out by summer. So I'm really looking for that. Um, uh, the Black Heart Orchestra is back with a new album. Moon Letters, one of our Seattle bands, which is one of my favorite progressive rock Seattle bands. They're coming back, and okay, that's sort of a short list. There's many more, but those are up near the top of what I'm looking for. And again, there's always the surprises, which again I love. So there's all this possibly coming, plus there's always going to be those inevitable surprises. So 2025 is looking like a great year already.
Yeah, yeah. And it's so cute that I can see and feel how excited you are.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
easy to get excited when these things that you've been hoping for.
Especially for reuniting and comeback,
Yeah,
it's very touching. Yeah.
yeah. These guys should never, both of those, Nemesis and Manuela. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we really miss them, and it's great to have them back. And can't wait to, and Mission Jupiter too. Can't wait to hear these guys again. And they've been through some things, and they've found their way back. Oh, another one that I forgot to mention is Mistfall from Greece, and their last album was one of my favorites of that year. Excuse me, and they're coming back with a new album. And now that I've met Amify, I'm hoping that they have something new coming out. And Frantic, that's another one that you already mentioned. Another band, Weg Friend, that I found a couple of years ago. They have some possibilities coming. More may have another new album, and they already have released. Um, Peter, who's part of that band, has released his own uh, group that he's involved with. He's already sent me that music, and definitely that's another one that I hope to have out um, in the near future. As far as a review, I've already got the music and going to be reviewing that one. So yeah, it's already going to be a hot year.
Yeah. And a great start to to this year. Yeah.
All right. Um, Anything else you wanted to add or talk about or
I just wanted to thank you for this evening. I have an evening night for this
that's true.
conversation. Amazing bands. I discovered a lot thanks to you. Uh, Hope that all these music discoveries will be soon released, and it will be so great to listen to them. And
Yeah.
uh, I wish you have more and more and more listeners to your great show.
Thank you.
Thanks for the opportunity that amazing new bands come to you and can talk about uh, what they do and what they love. It's really it's really nice to have this kind of support and appreciation, especially for independent bands like us. So,
Definitely.
yeah, and I wish this year will bring us peace
Yes.
and uh, new, more great discoveries.
Yeah, we need peace both in the Middle East and with Ukraine and in Europe. So hopefully you're right that that will happen. There's talk of it, and yeah, we need to get back to just living day in and day out and enjoying the most of our lives. So I agree with you. Though those would be wonderful wishes for the new year. That those things do happen. That we find peace.
Yeah,
All right. Well, hey, thank you, Helen, for being on this initial Pinnacles Edge
thank you.
show. I mean, thank you very much. You made it. You really helped me out here. And it was great hearing all that you're into and all that you're interested in because I haven't heard of many of those bands. And yeah, please send me the links and
Okay,
we'll definitely look into those. Um, uh, but again, thank you very much. And you have a wonderful new year. And good luck to Sun Q. I really look at
Thank
now, I'm looking forward to what you're going to release. And please send that to me when you're all ready.
uh, as soon as we got it in WAV files, soon as we got it.
All right. Well, you take care and thank you
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, just hold on. I'm gonna